Hello, people. You're welcome to Controversies with Tiwa Says. And today we are going to be talking about a very, very serious issue. A topic that I think that people should be having before getting into relationships. You know, when you are in that talking stage, these are things, pertinent issues that you're supposed to be talking about. But people don't talk about these things until they become a problem. And today we are going to be talking about it. And I have guests in the house. By my left, I have...
My name is Mojisola. Nice to be here.
To the show. And...
One more people, your favorite man, the ugly.
He's not boy today. And
hi guys, it's Amarachi.
Okay, so you have met my guest. We are going to be talking about gender history and sexual preference stroke orientation. You're going to ask me that, what do I mean by gender history? I'm sure you know a lot is going on these days, and then you see people who you think are women or present themselves to be women, and then you find out that they are men. Or people who are even married to women or married to men, and they find out that, oh, they are a different gender. I saw a video recently where a couple who have been married for 10 years, you know, the husband now found out that the woman he's been married to was actually a man before, you know, and that created a lot of problems. And I believe that these are discussions that ought to have been had. You know, the wife or the man ought to have told the husband that, okay, I'm a man, but I'm not a woman. Because before the man found out, there was no issue. He was living happily with his wife for 10 years until he now found out that, oh, this person is male. So I think these are discussions that we ought to be having. So let's start with that. Moji, what do you think about this gender history thing?
I think that at the point where you want to go into a relationship with someone, there are certain vettings you must have as a person. And I think that sexual orientation is one of those things people should talk about. But a lot of times people shy away from it. Belief, background, you know, growing up, when we were growing up, it was almost thought like sex is a taboo. You can't talk about sex in the house. So someone with the kind of, how we grew up, or someone who has a Christian background orientation, it would be unheard of that a would-be pastor is asking his would-be wife that, oh, what's your sexual orientation? The perception is always, oh, okay, this person is normal. This person should, but the question you now ask is, what is normal?
What's normal anyway?
What is normal? So this person is okay by my standards. And then by the time you now enter into the relationship, you now realize that, oh no, I didn't sign up for this. And these are where issues start from.
Yeah. What do you say, Diogi?
I'll agree with that. I like the way she sounds. So I'll agree with that.
We'd like to have your opinion.
So start, I'll agree with that. I'm not allowed to agree now.
Okay, Amarachi, let's hear you.
Well, like she said, if you grow up if you're coming from a Christian background, it's very hard it's not heard of, because you cannot even ask your own parents things like that, or what to ask when you meet somebody. Having the conversation of a boyfriend or things like that is odd in that kind of setup. So to me now, you saying sexual orientation, in my head is like, do people have to talk about that?
Yeah.
That's not kicking in my own head, like, and then now that, okay, yes, things have changed, and then, you know, people now tend to do these things more often. They tend to have these conversations. There are also some certain parts, like the example you gave of a man being married to a man for 10 years. I don't know. For me, it's like, how is something like that going to come up in a conversation? Or you know that I was a guy before, but then I've changed. I don't think it's something she would even want any other person to know about. And then if it's something that he or she doesn't mind people knowing, when you now find somebody that you're not sure this person is going to accept you, if you come out with the truth that, oh, because in this part of the world, we don't accept things like that. We're not used to hearing, oh, I'm trans, or I'm this, what is that? What are you? Are you a man or a woman? I think there's this area mama that died recently, and everybody is saying, oh, when they are burying her, what are they going to? Now she identifies as a woman, but the people still take her back to, you're a man. So people don't want that type of tag to be on, so they just, better for me to be quiet about it. That's my own take.
But don't you think, like, in this situation now, the husband found out?
Yes, the husband found out.
He found out, so exactly.
Very bad. And it is better if she had said it from the beginning. If they wanted to progress, all fine and good. But what I'm saying now is, it is very hard for some of these people to come out and say, this is what I was, because of, you know, cyberbullying, the dragging, you know, finding people that are going to accept you like that. And then, because there are also people that will accept you, there are guys that turn to females and vice versa. So you find your partner and then makes life easy for you when you come out and say it.
Okay.
But because in some certain, areas of the world, it's not 100% accepted. It's not even 50% accepted yet. These people do not want to talk about it because this whole cyberbullying thing, they don't want to be involved.
When you say it's not accepted, it's not being talked about because you know, if these people were not how do I put it? If they were not having partners or they were, you know, how do I put this now? Okay, like the area mama you talked about. If she didn't have people coming to her, she won't thrive.
Even the people who go to her are hiding it.
Exactly.
Like
so they are
they're
doing
in the
it, they are
closet.
just not talking about
They're not talking
it,
about
you know?
But you know,
and then you find out that there are even a lot of men who have a fetish for transgenders,
True.
you know,
And
and then
men
there are
do like
people who are
men that haven't even changed, but then they
exactly, you know, so people are doing these things. They are just not talking about it because okay, it's still yes, supposedly, you know.
but you know,
shameful.
coming to that area mama situation, she did a lot of interviews, and one of the interviews I
Yes.
watched, she said some men don't know that
she's
she's not even trans, she's male.
She's male though, she has her piece.
She
now.
has a
She still has her
yeah.
So I don't
Some men don't
How would
know.
they know?
She said some men don't know, but when they are getting into the act and they're trying to touch her
Yes,
and all, she
eh.
goes like, no. And then some are like, why did you do this to me? Some don't actually know. But I guess out of curiosity, they want to find out what it is like. So they carry on with the act.
Oh.
She said so. And some, they know. And those are the ones that are actually in the closet. I would say those who are probably testing waters are trying to find out which side they swing. Or maybe
Yeah.
they always think that they are bisexual. You know, people are, that's another thing where that I'm sure it's going to come up in the
Yeah.
discussion, that are attracted to other men,
Mhm.
but may not necessarily be sexual or romantic. So it could be maybe she ran into one of those kind of people and the guy is like, okay, this is an opportunity, so to speak. It could be, I mean, human beings are naturally, we are curious beings.
Exactly.
So you just want to just try out something.
So what do you think should be done going forward? Because these are real issues. And you know, this thing is, you know, as much as people don't want to talk about it, you know, I don't want to talk about it, but it is more out there now.
Yeah.
It is more out there now. You know, that's why we even have a lot of pronouns these days. He, she, they, I, it, you know.
Mm.
People are presenting as different things.
Different
So
things,
these
yeah.
are really, really important questions or conversations that couples or intending couples need to have that, okay,
What are you?
See, it's even funny because, okay, I can marry you as a woman. I'm a man and I marry you as a woman. And then 10 years, 15 years down the line, you decide
Yeah.
that I
I'm
now
no
want
longer
to
be
be,
a woman,
I
I
want to be a man.
man.
I want to be a man. You know, so these are conversations that we need to be having. What's that? We need to be having. So we know that, okay, are you a woman forever?
Mm.
Or, you know, it's just discussions we need to be having. And we are still going to get to sexual orientation. When you even know someone's sexual orientation, then you know that, okay, it's likely
Mm.
this person might
Will swing
this
this
way
way.
Have you ever
or
thought
that
that
way.
people might not even know their own sexual orientation?
Yeah, that's why I
Because
said
that's
there's some
another
people
one.
there's some people who don't know.
There are some
There's
people
some people who don't know.
who don't know, but you know, deep down,
I
they
think
will-
we
they will
always
just-
know.
Yeah, but you will know
I
that
think we
No,
always
no.
know.
you know that
No.
you swing
Mention
somehow.
No.
asexual
Suspect,
something.
yes.
People
No.
that
That's
don't
it.
like
I think
We'll
we
get that.
always
We'll
know,
get to
but
that.
we haven't found our niche, or we haven't found
Yeah.
our kind
Yeah.
that can make us come out.
But we don't even know things like that exist.
They do. People
Yes,
know that
they
they
are not
exist.
I think they
If I
suspect
tell you
it.
that
They don't
this
know
is
for
the
sure.
first time I'm hearing all these other aspects because of this topic that we're having now, it's first time I started realizing there are more to this sexual orientation.
Okay, let me give you an
Yes.
example. I went to an only girls' school.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some people that were outright lesbians.
Yes.
And there were some people that they were in this school
Exploring.
mother, school daughter thing.
Mm.
You just have a kind of, human beings are natural nurturers. You just have a nurturing feeling towards this person. And you're at an age as a teenager whereby you are still discovering your sexual
Yes,
orientation.
orientation.
And then you are now in an environment of an only girls' school where you don't know what it is to have a masculine and a feminine, but you are feminine, but you don't even know what you have. But there are some women who come off as masculine.
Masculine, yeah.
Of course. So naturally, it's just, you just find that you are gravitating someone who has a lot more masculine energy than you. In those kind of situations, you have girls and who is very feminine, and you have a girl who is masculine but feminine, and who is very caring and very domineering over this person's well-being and welfare. And if the person is now fine again, I went to an only girls' school, so these things are prevalent. When the girl is now fine again, you find a lot of people like, no, she's my school daughter. No, this one is my school mother. You know, those kind of things. They happen. Maybe in my days they were very subtle. I don't know what is going on now, but those things are there. So when you are at that age, at those teenage years, those are the times you start having. I mean, there were people who were in my room then that they were always. I don't even know what they were doing, because really, I don't even want to know.
And then tie their wrapper round the bunk.
Exactly. And then you just be hearing the bunk moving. That's all. You just be wondering what's happening. How do they understand what they are even doing in the first place? That's because as human beings, we are sexual in nature.
We are.
And we will want to explore. That's it. So, and then teenage years, your hormones are raging. You want to know, because you don't even know. So as teenagers, you have raging hormones and all of that. So at that point, I think that's the point where, I don't know whether it's counseling, but we're not ready for that in this part of the world.
Nobody wants to know.
How do you counsel what they don't know?
That's what I said, we're not ready for it in this part of the world. But I'm sure that there are medical people who know what to do, but who know how to orientate people, but even parents don't know what to do.
Exactly. I think
So,
it has to start from the home. So it's not even just about
find out
doctors.
these things? Because you from home, you see your daughter as a daughter. So how do you know she's like, interested in her type of people?
You will know now, because it's your child. You just
questions.
yes, and then
And if you pay attention.
exactly, and then if you communicate, you also have that kind of relationship where you can communicate with your children.
Reminds
when
me
they can
of a
come to
parent.
you.
I had a discussion with a counselor who works with children in secondary schools, and she was telling me that whenever he's a teenager, he's coming into, he's beginning to understand why he's having an erection, morning dream, wet dreams and all of that. And so one of the things he told the counselor, which is why I said a lot of schools are not ready for that discussion, but some are doing it. Some are already proactive, some who are aware. And he said anytime he sees his mom wearing a bum shorts, he has an erection.
Wow.
Yes, that's what he told the counselor. But he couldn't face his mother or his father at home. Meanwhile, the mother is just being sexy in the house. I'm slaying for my husband.
Exactly.
But she didn't understand the kind of impact she was having on her son. That's very unhealthy. And he knows it's wrong. You understand? That means he has some values have been instilled in him. We're not talking of children who don't have that kind of opportunity. But he told his counselor, and the woman called the parents and had a discussion with them and said, this is what your son said. But in doing this, you don't chastise him, because he's just coming into his own. And you must just make the right corrections and changes without necessarily making the child feel bad. Because what is happening to him is absolutely natural.
Normal, yeah.
Those kind of things.
African parents are fond of making it your problem. So the moment you go to an African parent saying, oh, this is how I feel, or this is what is wrong, because like you said, at that teenage age, you're still trying to figure out what's wrong with your body. And for them as parents, they have passed that stage. So in as much as they might have not had people that they went to,
Exactly. They also didn't have parents.
and then now they are better to help. Because especially for my generation now, we know that we could not have discussed with our parents this type of things. But most of us that are already getting married, giving birth, are saying what they're going to do different in their own. Because now if you go to your mom or your dad and you say something that is not normal to them coming from your mouth, anything sexual related, they frown against it, they turn it down, they don't even want to say the word to you because I don't know why they don't want to say the word. It's like a taboo, don't talk about it.
I don't think it's all parents.
I don't think it's all parents.
Especially our generation.
No.
Our generation, I don't think it's all, because that's the way we were raised.
Yeah.
You couldn't even talk about it. So we decided that, okay, we're going to do better. Because how do you get things? Because these things happen.
Like parents are modernized now. Like
Exactly,
they see things differently. Because now we have like social media and are mostly westernized these days compared to how, like she said, African parents. She didn't say like Western parents.
I'm not African.
Yeah,
I'm not
mama.
Agency mommy.
Yeah, mama.
Okay.
So you tend to understand or gravitate towards the Western world and their perspective.
I think I'm one of the
Compared
lucky few who sex in the household was not a taboo. I think I'm among the lucky few where
to- You had the atmosphere to speak
I had the
about
atmosphere
it.
to speak my mind and say it as it is and all. And people always say to me that you are very lucky you have the kind of mother you have. I could discuss anything with my mother,
Are you
even
the
till
only
now.
child? Like,
No,
Are you really the only daughter?
no, I'm not the only child. I'm the last daughter. I'm the last child. I'm last daughter and the last child, obviously. But I could discuss anything with my mom.
But do you think that was due to the fact that she has dealt with like other women before you? Like,
No,
other-
no at all. I'm the only daughter, but I don't know. That's why I said to me, it's foreign, it's strange that you cannot have some discussions because
Right.
I grew up having those kind of discussions, so it's strange, and so maybe I tend to appreciate that I'm just lucky. I'm not among the lucky few. Even up until when I was much older, my dad would still ask me questions before he died. Like, okay, my dad would ask questions like, I used to sing your period. So that's how we were free to talk about these things, such that and my mom would always tell people that you need to do this so that your children will come home with unwanted pregnancies, and if they're having any issues outside, they'll be able to tell you, like, this is what's going on. Oh, this guy is asking me out. This is. I'm not growing up as a child. That time my mother will come. Yeah, come. Okay, he went out today. Who was toasting you? Who did you see on the road? Blah blah blah. No, we just talk and we just gist about. At that time, she's my friend.
Yeah.
After that time, she becomes my mother.
You enter mother.
But you see, that time she's my friend, and she's doing that because she wants to know, like, what's going on. When I was in secondary school too, all those that were covering their bunks, I will come home after midterm or during long vac. I'll tell her everything like, no, you cannot do that. You're a child of God, blah 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 blah, and all of that.
You never got scared that the things you were telling her she would one day cause Africa. Sorry.
Like, use it against me. The only thing that my mother used to use against me was my academics. That was all. But you see all those actions,
I think she was well informed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
But
it.
a lot of them make one mistake and say, "Oh, tell me, let me know what's going on with you. Open your mouth and say it." That's the end.
I believe
yes,
that most
Do
African
you even know the way I do it?
Mm.
I'm upfront.
Mm.
I even say it before you say it. So my kids are even like, which type of mother is this one?
Exactly.
You know, like there are things that other people like, no, don't talk about me. I will say it. So you don't have any choice but to talk back to me. You know,
yeah, exactly.
my son has some conversations with me, and later on Monday, like,
Yeah.
but it is good
Yeah.
because they are able to talk to you and come to you and say some things that some people believe is taboo. But because if you don't do it, somebody else will do it out there.
And then the person that will do it most likely will not mean well.
Exactly, or we even give the wrong
Wrong
information
information, yeah.
because it's possible that the person does not even know any better.
Yeah.
Than you. You can say this, and there's really okay. What's the worst fears of parents? What's the worst fear?
Unwanted pregnancy.
Unwanted pregnancy.
That's
that is it. And then I say jokingly, but I like unwanted pregnancy. They are not killing somebody. It's not like they are killing somebody. That unwanted pregnancy is a child. And there's nothing you are going to do. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's not by you
Absolutely.
saying, don't go out.
It's still
don't wear
fear.
short skirt. Don't have piercing. You have not piercing. It's not about those things because you find out that there are some people who were caged.
Yeah.
They didn't go out. They didn't do this. They were, and they still came home with unwanted pregnancy.
Yeah.
So what do you say?
I have something to say about this. So I said that parents are well informed because most African parents beat their way through everything. If you come to them, Abrakunle say hi to me, and Abrakunle got it better. So for those of you that don't understand,
Which generation is that
but
one?
I'm
The
getting
children
there.
of this age want to
I'm
stop.
getting there.
But they will hold your hand.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere.
You have
I'm going
dislocation.
somewhere. So Batin is flat. Like some parents just have
It's
that
our own-
mindset of
it's
beating
our own
their
time
way
that
through
they-
everything.
Yes, so
And then for
And
those
it
that are
works.
scared of like unwanted pregnancy, before now, parents, especially mothers, protect the value of the family because there's always this hereditary value where this family carries this value. Nobody has gotten unwanted pregnancy in our lineage before. You will not be the first. So they don't want to have it. They don't want you to destroy that legacy they have. Do you understand? So that is what I think was their fear. That okay, you will not be the first to do this. in this our family.
And then why? Because of other people.
Yeah. It was
Because they
just,
don't want other people to see them as
be
you
stigmatized.
failed as a
You
parent.
As a parent, yes.
Yes, because if your child is coming home with an unwanted, that means you failed as a parent. So they don't want to be seen as failing or seen like
perception, societal perception.
Exactly, it was just perception.
Yeah, because back then, you know that family was a community.
Yeah.
Everybody trains everybody's child.
Mm-hmm.
So like everybody knows everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get married, you go to the person's village and ask, tell me about this family. Everybody knows about this family. This family, they die once it's 60. Once it's 60, like they die. So you see all those like values of family. Those parents were trying to protect it. Unlike now, a lot of families, I'm not this to this day and age family, but a lot of these families of nowadays don't particularly have like those type of values. They have values, but not
nobody's even investigating anything to go and find out
Exactly,
of
for
anybody's
where-
values.
Yeah, it's just big.
People are not even going to their villages or hometowns. They don't even know the places.
But you know,
Times
no.
have really changed.
No, as much as I believe that the Igbos still do it because they can still trace. There's still a trace. They can still, if they know that if you are from this sect, this is where they are usually from. So there is always this trace. There is always somebody back home in the village that can
They
trace.
can call and they will
And they will find out and they'll say, okay, don't worry, I will send somebody to go to their village.
It's as simple
Then
as just give me the person's full
But for
name.
a Bible, it's not like that.
But I think
some
every
Yoruba
tribe has
people
their
like that.
stigma.
No,
it's,
they
not like,
do.
it's not like that. Unlike the Igbos, they can easily trace it straight.
Okay.
You understand? Yorubas now, some people bear, let me use the name Balogun. Some people are from Lagos and they bear Balogun.
Yeah.
Some people are not from Lagos and they bear Balogun.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be very daunting to find out which Balogun
are we talking
are we
about?
talking about.
Yeah.
You understand? And even the child may not even know which Balogun they are originated,
Of
they
course.
are originated from. You understand? So there's a bit of, but for the Igbos, once you hear a particular name, you know that is this sect or area of people.
Yeah, because
that
I
are
think
known
the
to
Igbos,
very-
Speaking of
they
this
have
stigma.
compound names.
Yes.
Although some Yoruba people to do it, but it's mainly common with the
yes,
Igbos.
yes.
So once they have that compound, you know that okay, this Imba is this particular
this
Imba.
particular Imba that's,
Yes, this particular Imba we are talking
Yes,
about. So it's not
yes.
just Imba.
Mm.
Wow,
But I
interesting.
still feel like every tribe has their like stigma. So
Yeah, true. Okay, so back to the topic. You know, I said that we're going to talk about sexual orientations as well. And some of these sexual orientations are asexual. I'm sure you must have heard of people who are asexual. These are people who are not even, they are not interested in sex at all, you know. They can be in a relationship, you know, and form bonds like that. But when it comes to sex, it's a no-no. So they can do without sex for a year or just have sex once in 1 year or once in 2 years, you know. They are not really particular about sex. And then we have aromantic people. These are people who are not romantically attracted to people whatsoever. They can form all other forms of attraction. They can be attracted to you spiritually, intellectually. Can I help you?
please.
But they are not, they can't be romantically, you know,
Inclined
involved
with you.
Involved, yeah, with you. And then we have bisexual. I'm sure you've heard of those as well. Those are people who can have sex with both sexes, you know, with their gender and also the opposite gender. That's a man who can have sex with a man and a woman. Can I help you, please?
Sorry, I just like this outfit.
Then we have biromantic. These are people who can form romantic, you know, connections with people attracted to both male and female. No, depending on their gender. They can be a man who also has emotional attachment or romantic attraction to another male and then female. And okay, that's biromantic. Sorry. Bisexual is people who can have sex with, you know, with both sexes. And you can be both. It's possible for somebody to be both. You can have sex and you can have emotions for, you know, both sexes. And then you have demisexual. These are people who cannot have sex with anyone except they have formed a bond. Whether it's a man or a woman, they can't have sex with you until they have formed a bond. And then demi-romantic are people who cannot fall in love. They cannot be romantically involved or emotionally involved unless they have formed a bond with you. So they cannot say, I'm in love. They don't do love at first sight. No, they would have formed a bond with you before, you know, before falling in love. Then we have gray romantic. Gray romantic are people who they don't really, it is rare for them to form romantic attractions. You know, they don't really go,
Sorry,
they don't swing that way.
What do you call them?
Gray romantic.
Like aromantic people too.
No.
Gray.
Aromantic are people who don't have whatsoever.
Sexual.
No. They are not. They can't be romantically involved. They are not
And then
into
grey
it.
romantic is
Grey romantic is really.
okay. They
Really,
do this,
but it's very, very rare. But aromantic, they don't at all. And then just like asexual, just like the way an asexual person does not have sex, aromantic, they don't have
I think
romantic
we should tackle these
attractions.
cases one by one.
So let's start with asexual.
Well, you didn't mention people that now fall in, have emotions. I mean, people that are romantically involved.
Bisexual and
people that are-
biromantic. We have bisexual. Those are people that can have sex with both sexes.
No, that's not what that's
Okay.
I say people that are just
Normal
random, normal people now that, you know, they fall in love anyhow and they have sex anyhow. They don't care whether they are attracted to you emotionally, mental wise, any of that. It's just, they can do one night stands. They don't care. What's
That's
the
the problem.
Those are
That's
for
a
both
problem.
sexes. No, wait, for both sexes or for one sex?
For one sex.
Because
I think we should
no.
name those people divine because they have like divine ability to do everything. What do you guys think?
No, I think they should be called problematic people.
They are not necessarily problematic.
They are
They
problematic
are-
because you see, they will fall. Innocent people will fall into their hands, and they will not know,
Anybody
and they will
really
just be
innocent.
like, "I know innocent people can catch feelings. People do catch feelings."
But you know
Without
that
my
They are catching
consent.
feelings back now.
you know that by romantic people they don't catch feelings. They don't,
No, they actually do.
Bi romantic.
They do.
bisexual, they can have sex with anybody without bisexual people they can have without emotions. But biromantic, they can have emotions, they can have emotions, fall in love with even their own gender, but
this
they
one
don't
now
do
is
sex.
Not their own gender. Like I'm a man and she's a woman, and then I like her. I can date her today. We can have one night stand, and tomorrow I'm out with you as a woman too, and I'm a man. Things like that with different women, basically.
Yeah, you play. Just own your title.
Yes.
We call them
They are calling
we call them divine romantic and
They are calling divine.
yeah.
So
Divine
let's
romantic and
talk about so let's start with the asexual people. Asexual people are people who are not even interested in sex at all. They are not, and they form really cool bonds. They can have a relationship, they can fall in love, they can be romantic, they can be touchy, PDA and all that, but they are just not into sex.
Have
I
you
know,
ever met
yeah.
somebody like that before?
No, it's possible. There are people like
My
that.
path will not cross with that kind of person.
No, but there are people like that.
It's not like
Yes.
they hate sex anyway,
But-
just for clarity's sake.
Mm.
They don't hate sex,
Mm.
but their interest is not in sex. They don't find it fun. They can do every other thing but have sex.
Yes, so they
They
are
think
just
it's
not
like very
interested.
painful,
No, that's another thing.
That one's another
That's
thing.
another thing. When it comes to pain, that means that if not for the pain, they will like
doing
it.
but
Yes.
they don't
So
want
that's
to do it
it's
as-
actually different. Asexual, they are not even just. It's not just.
Are you saying like there's no reason for not wanting the sex? They just don't.
They are just they are just not
They're
freaked,
just-
and those are the kind of people that are like, what's all this talk about sex? Like, you know, and they wonder when people like sex, and somebody is having sex with this jumping. I'm like, what are you looking for? Like, because it just doesn't interest them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like the ones I've come across, they just feel like it's too painful to be like.
No,
That is not asexual.
That's not asexual. That's a health problem.
Yes, they probably have vaginismus or something.
Yeah, yeah.
What if it's the man? Why is it vaginismus?
Okay, for the woman, but for the man, I
for the
don't know.
man, I don't know what they are called. But that's if they are ever found.
That's if they are ever found.
That's
Yeah.
if
Now,
they're
men
ever
I don't
found.
like sex.
Talk,
so-
talk.
No,
what?
yeah, but then if you are looking at that means you're looking at asexual men.
Yes.
I mean, that's the topic we're having.
No, that's because she said vaginosis. How come you can't have men? When I said that, that's a health condition,
Oh,
and I said that they must be asexual men.
right.
So what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I've never come across. So I believe that you must have those discussions. They are very important.
What if they don't? Well, what if they don't even know that's what it's called? I've never met people like this. But just
Okay,
say-
you see, it doesn't even have, you don't have to know what it's called. Like, some people, it's after probably after this show, they will now know that, oh, so it's actually a thing. But then you know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
You know what you're feeling.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, you would have had people you've been in relationship with, and then you can't understand what their issue is. With
Exactly.
sex. And even discussions around sex, you may just be like, "What is going on?"
What, Abby?
You understand?
About
So
this one, I think I've I'm sorry, my guy. I'm really, really sorry. I think I have what's the word? I have advised you wrongly. Yes. I didn't know this, but sorry. Please go
True
back to your
confession.
belief. Right. Yes. You can proceed.
True
I
confession.
just have to give that shout out to you, my guy. You once you're watching this video, you already know too.
Guy, please comment. Let's meet you in the comment section.
So you see, for people like that, I mean, from the get-go, what are the goals for the relationship? Why are you in the relationship? What are your aims and objectives? Let me just put it like that. But these are the things that you must talk about. And you don't even actually have to talk about sex before you know. You just ask questions.
But you know, some people feel like they can change you during the course of like.
Ah.
If you tell me you don't like sex, I might think I can make you enjoy
I think
it.
that at the point we are in this life, with the way life is now,
The way life
you'll
is
be
life.
stupid to think that you can
You can
change
change
me.
exactly.
How?
How?
Grown adults like me. And it's not possible.
It's
It's
not
not
everybody
possible.
that is going on.
Especially,
no,
it's not
no.
everybody that's good at
No.
especially with such
With all the
issues.
material that is available now for people to see online,
What if
you
it's the one
can't
I
change.
want? What if it's the own material I want? Like question, like basic question.
understand.
Because she said like with all the materials online.
She's
Basic
talking about
question.
material. She's talking about another material. She's talking about the
Let her speak for her now. Let her speak for herself now.
Are we
Speak,
still on
speak.
this show?
I be like, it's gone
No,
somewhere.
guys.
Exactly.
No,
Yeah, I
guys.
know.
Let's come back.
Okay, please come back.
These
Please
women
come back.
are fast runners. They don't run. Come back. No, like we're still talking about these things, right? I'm like, what if I can convince, or not me passive, but what if somebody feels like, oh, I can change the person to like sex? Because I was talking to somebody and he was like, he married a nympho, and this nympho made him like sex, and they've been married for 12 years. So there's no way you marry a nympho and you will not enjoy sex.
It's not like you didn't like sex
It's not like
before.
you like sex before.
But now it's top notch. It's almost
so
like
she influenced. Exactly. That is influencing
that was what I
him.
was
There
trying
was
to say.
hidden
No.
talent. There was hidden talent. He did not know.
Exactly.
And
They
then
help him explore, bring it out.
I don't necessarily.
Not someone who does not like sex
not
at
like
all.
sex at all.
You cannot change that kind.
You can't change that kind of person.
See, there are other scenarios to it. Apart from the person being asexual, if the person is asexual, I don't know what you want to do. But if it's something else, there are some people who don't like sex, probably because of past trauma,
Yeah.
or abuse. So those kind of people, we working with counseling, with therapy and all that. You can succeed. You can bring them out finally over time, because it's not even a fast thing.
Yeah.
Over time, you can bring them out to start enjoying sex. Yes, that is possible.
That's possible,
if it
yeah.
is that case. But if it's asexual, this person don't even get interest at all.
And there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
There's
And
nothing you can
it's
do.
the same as
Talking about, you can just be putting them off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You feel pressured. And then you might even lose the person. You might
Exactly.
lose a great friendship as a result of that.
Exactly.
So,
And the same goes for aromantic people. These are people who they don't have any form of romantic attraction, that we are doing romance. What's that? They can't relate. They can connect with you sexually. They can connect with you mentally. Like sapiosexual and all that. But when it comes to romance, no, they don't do that. And people who are in relationships with people like that, they might think, oh, this person doesn't really care about me, because you are not showing the romance part. You are not, so they like, maybe this person just wants sex, or this person doesn't even really like me and all that. That's why you need to know the kind of person you are getting into something.
Yeah.
And then this kind of things, they will show face from this. There's a thing they call stalking stage now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just found out a few months ago that there's a thing they call talking stage.
No, you
Because
stop
I
person.
don't understand what talking stage is. So, but it's fine.
but
I know
really,
now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No, you have to have talking stage. The way things are now, you must have talking stage.
No, but is it talking
I'm so confused.
talking stage? Wait.
How did
Talking
you
stage that
confirm?
we buy you food, I buy you shoe, I buy you.
It depends on the kind of talking stage.
Oh,
you're in.
because you say talking
I
stage.
have like
It's not
personal
about-
questions.
If you are doing
for her.
talking stage, why will I be buying you shoe? Why will I be buying you lunch?
It's not about you buy me lunch now. Where will we be talking on the phone? For what now?
Okay, it's on the phone now.
No, we can't talk
I have
on
a
the
direct
phone.
question
You
for
cannot talking stage with somebody and you're going out on dates.
Oh, really?
I have a direct
Because you
question.
see, let me tell you something. Sorry. Because you see, when you're in talking stage with someone, there are places you will go to and you need to know how this person treats other people.
Yeah.
How the
That's true.
person reacts to restaurant servers, people driving on the road. Does the person curse out on the road and
Like
all of
me.
that?
Yes, like
You're not doing it.
road rage.
So I have to actually be conscious. Like I have children in the car. You need to behave because they're not to run you mad.
I'm telling you.
But anyway, those are the situations you would know who this kind of person is, and then be able to ask real-time questions. Like, okay, if you were to be, I remember one time I was having a discussion with someone and I said, do you see anything wrong? We're taking a drive and a situation was on radio about how a man slept with his house help. And I said, oh, wow, what's your take on it? Guy said there's nothing wrong with it.
No, but oh, you should run. You should
Okay,
run.
I want to ask. We're not moving on to
But
answer
if
my
I
question.
have that kind of opportunity to take a ride for us to go for lunch, I will
To
not
know
know
exactly.
that this is the way this person thinks.
Yeah.
So those are the I think
Issues.
people will call it courting before you start
Yeah.
dating. Those are the courting stages. It's important. Those things are key.
It's
Yes,
important.
I was going to say that.
Just, okay, courting, dating as well.
Another thing is a guy who is touchy is different from the guy who wants to get down with you. You can tell a guy who is touching you because he wants to get down with you that day than a guy who is touchy and
Because it's touchy.
because he likes you. Yes, there are
Aww.
different body languages.
Aww.
Please explain.
But there are some people who are just touchy. You know?
No, of course, but there's some
They
different
are
body
clingy,
languages.
clingy. It doesn't mean that they overly like you like that.
No,
they are
no,
just
no.
clingy people.
They're just clingy people. You can also tell. If you don't have those talking stages and those times that you go out, you can tell. A guy I'm just trying to talk to you for the first time. You've not even told me what your intention or whether I want to be romantically inclined with me. And the next thing you're putting your hand on my lap.
My
That's a red
lap,
flag.
Abby.
Straight up. There's nothing you can do again. You have shut the door.
See what I say?
No, that's it.
I don't understand this guy
It's a
today.
different thing from when you're touching my back. That's a different
What about
thing.
those people that you just met them today, but as you are talking, they just be falling on you?
No, you would know.
Oh,
You
Yeah,
can
I think
tell.
I have this problem, but
You
I
can
don't think
tell.
I don't think I want to sexually get down with anybody.
No, but
Just-
as I said,
Yes,
you can
there are some
actually-
people like
there's
that.
someone that is harmless. There's
yeah.
some people that they will pick the cue. People that are harmless will pick the cue. Like, okay, you're talking to me and I'm doing like this, and I'm like, and I'm shifting. Someone will pick the cue that, oh, this person doesn't like it, and that's how you know someone that has sense. But a senseless person
You put it
will
back.
continue to put it, even with all the cues you are giving the person.
My crush, I'll not touch your life. Don't worry. I'll not touch your life.
He's going to touch. Don't be
Even touch.
I'll hold your shoulder. Whenever. So, Mama, how did they cut you? Because you said you didn't do talking stage. How were you cutted?
I did not say that.
You said you just
I
said
did not
months
say
ago.
that. Yes, I said I just heard about talking stage because guys, my colleagues in the office, they are all in one talking stage or the other, and they are always on the phone. And there's this particular one who she's always getting lunch money and all that with talking stage, so she can decide that. Oh, I'm not interested. After she have run the person, to run back.
He's on the guy.
To run back.
It's on
No.
the
He's
Oh,
on the guy.
oh, I
They've
see.
come again.
It's on
They've
the guy.
come again.
And I have another one.
Again.
I have another one who is in the talking stage.
But however,
And somebody gets
however,
him gifts. And now he says he's not interested.
However,
So is that
the
not bad
girl-
debt?
The girl may be giving him green lights.
And
That's okay. It's like I'm feeling her vibe. But you see, this thing about men show you how they like you with how they spend on you.
Yes.
So
How they want to make your life easy.
sorry, what century are we on?
Banga, word, did you hear that? Men show you how they like you.
They just want
with
to make
how
your
they
life
spend
easy.
on you.
Make your life
Woo!
easy.
Don't
They
let
don't want
you
to
stress.
spare you. They don't want stress for you.
Okay.
How-
You get it?
However,
You get it?
However, is that
as
however?
a
Don't go
girl,
there.
you need to be discerning to know who is spending because
For
he wants to
bombing.
hit
Or
or because he's
Yeah.
spending because he really
Like
wants
you.
to make your life easy.
Easy.
So that's it.
Wow.
But
I don't
every
agree.
man's man, a masculine man wants to, and it doesn't always have to be money.
True.
Yeah.
You can provide this
When did you
solution.
say this one since? When did you say this one
Yes,
first?
you can provide this solution.
when
It will
did
be
I don't take first. I'm in stages now. I'm talking stages.
I don't like this talking
Yeah,
stage.
It doesn't have to be money.
Providing
Yeah.
solution,
You know,
it could be anything.
Anything as little as, oh, you're
Acts
hungry.
of
You're like, oh,
service.
okay. Thank you. Acts of service. Like, okay, I'm hungry. I've not eaten all day. Why? Why he's asking questions? He's ordering you lunch.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
had a
giving
friend that
you
had
Hey,
money.
his money is still used.
No,
But
he's not
it's not like he
giving.
gave you
He's
the
not
money to
giving.
go
Yeah,
and
but
buy
he's still
something.
spending money
No.
on
True.
you.
He's not.
At the end of the everything in this life, you're
I
spending money.
personally, I find it if I'm in stalking stage with you. I'm saying stalking. Sorry, talking.
Don't talk, yo.
Stop
Please
it.
don't
Guys, she talks to you guys.
if I'm in talking stage with you, I don't stalk people.
She does.
If I'm in talking stage with you,
Mhm.
don't give me money.
Give her money.
Why?
Don't trust me.
Buy me lunch.
Trust women at your
Actually,
age.
buy food.
Buy me lunch.
Food is the first thing a
Ask
woman has.
me.
They buy you car.
But you can't do that.
Guys, give her
Buy
money.
no kind.
I don't have money.
Like
You need women at your own
It's
age.
like what?
Give her money. Give her
I'm
money.
pressing money on your neck.
But
Give
you
them
see,
money. Give
you
them
know,
money.
buy me lunch.
And money.
Do things to make
do
my life
things
easy.
to make my life easy.
Like what?
And
Like
money.
oh,
Okay, example.
Like,
you know when I was having storage issue space, somebody just comes from nowhere and pays for the space of iCloud, so you stop having that issue. Of
Somebody comes from
you see
nowhere.
money
The
spent.
guy was just
It's
working
money
on
is
a
spent, but
Jota
like you
road.
did it to
Don't
make
give me
this
money.
person's
And
life
if you give
easy.
me money, you're
You
making
get.
me feel like I can be bought. Like you're making
Okay.
me you're
But
making me
something-
feel like
Mhm.
I have to be obliged. Money to you. Don't give me
Which
money.
generation is
Okay.
she from?
I'm not the
I
number
don't-
generation. I always say it. I'm not the number generation.
I don't think guys give them money because
Don't give me money.
I don't understand.
Don't give me money.
And what you are still going to give is going to cost you money.
No,
But
like,
don't
still
give
give-
physical
then-
money.
See, when you
give me
don't do
money.
that,
Make my life easy.
questions like "What have you done for me?" ups out. Like they will ask you, "What have
Why?
you done
Who
for
will
me?"
say
People
that?
that are asking you the
I
question.
keep asking you, who
Grateful
are the kind
people
of
now.
women you are going with? I
Exactly.
keep asking you
That's
every
the thing.
time.
I was just going
Every
to ask
time.
that. Who are the kind of women that will ask
So,
you what
What
have
have
you
you
done for me?
exactly?
So, that means like don't
Because
get
I'm not entitled to your money. Why should I be
Why should I
entitled
ask
to
you
your
what have you
money?
done for me?
It doesn't necessarily have to happen to me. You people have social media, don't you? You don't see situations like that on social
Okay,
media.
no, let me tell you something. The kind of people you interact with determines what you think and how you see life and how you see things. I'm not saying they don't exist, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I would ask myself, I won't even, if on social media, yes, we see them, but I will scroll up because I can't consume a content that I cannot relate with. Why should I ask you, what have you done for me? Are you my mother?
Are you my father?
Whenever
I
I
don't know
see,
what point.
Because
whenever-
you're doing it out of your own generosity.
whenever I see things like, what did he even do for me? Is he your mother? Or somebody saying that, okay, do this for me.
Would
Why
you
didn't
comment
you do
this
this?
on that?
Sorry?
Do you leave this?
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes.
Sometimes I do.
The times that
Sometimes
you don't know what happened.
I just feel
Why?
like,
You
who
don't
has time
even
for this
bother now.
rubbish?
Why exactly? Why should I?
Why should go outside for this
That
rubbish?
1% exception. At the end of the day.
Like, are you my mother? You're not my mother now. You're not my, like God Q-Dot said, sorry, Q-Dot said that you said I should take a shop for you. You said thank you, well, when you cook my shop for me, shame me, yeah, and shame me, baba, and it's true. Is it your mother? Is it your father?
Exactly.
Why should he get a store for you?
I don't know. This generation seems to like yesterday ago. 'Cause
It's not
today's
about,
old.
I know, I agree.
Nah, you buy flowers. You know, there was a time where
You buy flowers.
we're yarning, and this babe was like, "That money you want to go and buy flower. Put it in my OP."
Please
I
don't
can't
buy
eat flower.
don't give me money. Buy me those flowers. Buy me 100 roses. I'm all for it. Buy me orchids.
Me, I don't
Buy
like
me
flower.
yellow.
Don't buy
I
me
love
flower.
flowers.
What I
But
tell
you
you
can buy me
guys?
chocolates.
Everybody,
What I
I like
tell
chocolates.
Aero
everybody has
what?
what they like.
I like
Exactly.
chocolates, but don't buy me.
Aero what?
That's it. Buy me flowers.
You
In
know?
fact, buy me for Valentine. Please don't come and do madness. Buy me chocolate sweets. Who wants to go out? Send me the chocolate and the flowers.
And the
Jerry.
money.
I don't want the money. You don't
I
understand.
want you to jabber by mistake. Like jabber means like
No, you
Falter
don't
on
understand.
your
It's
word.
not about the.
But
Okay,
that's
so this
fine.
is my belief in life, right?
Hey.
That there is no money I want in this life I can't work for. I think that's the problem.
Exactly. You know.
Like I said, you happen to be like one of that.
That's you know that's another
That's it.
thing that I say that
What
sometimes
money you want to
it's-
give me
when
that I cannot work for?
exactly when you want to take me that I can't take myself. So I'm not used to the Gen Zs, but you know
Why? Use your
because
nail.
they have to.
Use your nail on
This
the
generation
head.
now they have to wait for a guy to come and take them out. You know, okay, come and take me and my. It's not even only them, me and my friends out. Why can't you go out to some place, treat yourself,
And
you want
enjoy
to
yourself.
enjoy yourself, spend your own money. That is how you add value to yourself. You know, because when you know that you can do these things yourself, nobody's going to come and tell you that okay, let me take you to nice shawarma.
What is shawarma?
Say shawarma in English. Like I don't understand. Because you know men always say, it's just one shawarma, you're fine there. It's just ice cream. You know, because the ladies don't put value on themselves. You feel like you can't do these things yourself. You have to wait for a man to take you out. You have to wait for a man to buy you shoes. You have to wait for a man before you do your hair.
Yeah.
There was one video that we did the other time, and he was saying that one female, you know, like I said, I don't know the females. That
What's this?
you was talking about you.
What's
That
this?
the girl was saying that she wants to do her hair. She's waiting for a man to do her hair. She's not going to do it. A man come and.
That's what
Say,
it
you
is.
can imagine.
It's a
You can
video though.
imagine.
Like I watched
so
it.
you will
You'll
see-
be looking at
this is what the
because
issue is,
of you're
right?
waiting for man.
When you are from a background, and I'm sorry I have to go back to the background, the whole thing is messed up from the background.
Actually.
When you go to the background and your father, you didn't have a father or a father figure who will give you money for your, as old as I reach now, if I call any of my brothers, hello, I want to make my hair, they will give me the money. As old as I am. So I don't have to wait for a man. In fact, my friends make fun of me that how come you don't ask the person you are with at that time for money to make your hair? I say, why? This is my father. When I have brother, I have my father was still alive. Daddy, mo fashion. Daddy, I want to do my hair.
Times have changed.
How much? It's not about times. It's just the
Let's
fact
talk
that
about the background.
it's the background.
Because there was a time
Although some of us didn't have father growing up, but still we are not asking them for money to do it.
No, that's what I
I
said.
do my hair.
Exactly.
You cannot see the hair and say, when did you do your hair? And then say, okay, take this one. But not that I'll be waiting for
In
you before I do
fact,
my
there is
hair.
an internal joke among some of my friends which they say that you can never find Moji on fresh. And even if she does not have money, her hair and nails are always on point. And it's not a lie. Is it a lie?
It's not.
It's not. You see my hair, man. That's it. Because I won't wait for someone to give me money to feel good about myself.
Exactly,
How?
you know. And when you even do stuff for yourself, you feel good about
like,
yourself.
yes, I paid for this hair.
Yes. It's
Like-
like you are loving on yourself.
Myself.
You don't wait for somebody to do that for you.
No.
I think
wait,
we
I
should
feel
call
like
this
a lot
show
of people
Moji
need-
Show because now we have like a lot of information about like maybe
Yeah, you want assimilated information.
A lot of people in this generation, not the majority of the females that I know, they do these things for themselves in the sense that I don't know, this whole self-love, taking myself out on a date has been more like you
Pronounced.
said, on your when you know the type of things you look at, that's more
Yeah.
what you see. So now I see more of I'm taking myself on a date, I'm taking myself out, I'm taking myself on a spa date to relax, to do my hair, things like that, to make myself feel better. Because there's this book I was reading then, and later I saw a video whereby the woman was saying, by the time you place yourself up somewhere as a high value person,
Yeah.
you will attract
High value men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
and then at the same time, even when the other ones that feel like, oh, let me see what I can, you also know that this kind of person has no space here because if I'm doing all these things for myself, I'm taking myself up this way. Who are you and where are you coming from?
What value? What value
do
are you
add to my
bringing?
life?
What
So it's now the ones that are waiting for somebody to come and do for
uplift
them,
them?
that are waiting for somebody to uplift them, that will still remain exactly where
Where they are.
looking for someone that is going to help their life. But the women that have single-handedly said, you know what, I'm doing this for myself. My parents have done so much with bringing me up, and even like she said, people that did not have father figures are still doing so good because of their mindset. So now I feel like it's a mindset thing, and depending on what you want to consume from social media.
Yeah.
At this age, if you're still consuming things like, oh, a man has to do this for me, he has to stay there and wait for the
But
man
you know the
to
funny
come
thing
back.
is, by the time you
And even
scroll
when
up
they
those
do it for
videos,
you,
social
they
media
won't
will bring the ones that you actually interested and they see
Social
that
media
you've
keeps
engaged
upgrading you.
with,
Enter
and they keep
YouTube,
giving
that's
you
what
what
you
you've
see.
actually engaged with. So at the end of the day, it's about what you consume.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, so let's move on to bisexual. I'm sure that everyone is familiar with that as well. Bisexual are people who can have sex with both sexes, with their gender and the opposite gender. I must also say that there are some people, you know, they might not be bisexual, but they are bi-curious. That's another one. So that means, you know, you can have sex with the opposite gender, but you are curious
To know what it's like.
to know what your gender tastes like.
But that's true that all men are bi. Is that true?
Man,
I'm not a woman.
all men.
All women. Is it true that
Oh,
all
okay,
men
that-
are bi?
Well,
All women are bad.
I don't know. Okay, like I was discussing
I don't
with somebody
agree.
earlier today, you know, I said that, you know, society kind of softens on the female, you know, females together than males together, you know. So society is kind of soft on that than on the other side than for the males. So sometimes because of that we think, oh, it is more accepted and it is more because society doesn't really, so we think there are more women who are bisexuals than men.
Yeah.
Because society frowns at men, so
Men,
you don't really bother because society still kind of accepts the woman's own. So
I mean, they don't say anything wrong if two women are walking on the street and they're holding their
yes,
hands.
and
There's
they're
no
holding
big deal.
hands
Or
or
they tap
something.
Or maybe
Or
two
they're even
women
touching
check
each
into a,
other.
or they even check into a
Because you see
hotel
female
together.
friends.
Yes,
They're friends.
You see
exactly.
female friends making videos on TikTok and then they can show a video whereby they might have kissed themselves on the
Exactly.
Nobody will say anything
Anything
like,
about
oh,
it,
you did.
yeah.
But
It's
it
very
males
common.
do it.
Yeah.
Huh?
You waiting your
In
mouth,
fact,
they
the
try
guy
to
was
Tell
to
me,
be like,
cause
guy in the match me.
Exactly.
Or a guy to want a guy in the setting, like, how is it
How is it
doing?
doing you? Yeah.
You know, so that's the thing. But then, whether we like it or not, there are bisexual men. There are men who you know like to have sex with their gender as well, and they like to. But these things, like I said, we don't talk about it. You know, that is why is you can be married as a woman, you can be married to a man. You know, 10 years, 15 years, and then
And some you don't
and then
even
you
know.
just realize one day you might start suspecting that he's cheating maybe because you are seeing one or two things that this guy is cheating. Only for you to find out that he's cheating with a man. How does that even
That's
feel?
even more
I know something happened to.
How does that
A
even
very
feel?
close friend of mine, her sister's husband, when they got married, I mean, there was pastor's children. So we're doing it the Christian way. And when they got married, wedding night, the guy said he was tired and 1 week, you know, the stress of the wedding.
1 week.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, what's going on here? Anyway, she found out that the husband was gay.
Can you imagine? He was not even bi.
He wasn't
gay.
bi, he was gay.
So why did he marry?
Why
It's
did he
not
marry
fair.
her?
You know, it's not
So
fair.
today, that lady is still scarred.
Is she remarried?
For where? I said she's scarred. That,
Is she still in the marriage?
no, they've divorced.
So why did she remarry now?
She's scarred.
now. She doesn't.
She doesn't trust anybody. Because, I mean, she didn't
Yeah,
expect
but you
it
see,
of the guy.
that's sometimes, you know, these things now, that's why sometimes you have to be upfront about this.
But you can't be upfront about it in a society where it's not
and
it's
then
not
a
welcome.
pastor's
There's
child,
no
you know,
a pastor's child. It's
someone
not
can say,
acceptable.
Well, at the end of the day, you are the one in the matter. Because at the end of the day, now, after you don't follow her into the marriage,
But
And
you
now
she
see,
she
went
has
into the
come to
marriage,
an
and the marriage has come to an end.
But
And
it's not her fault now. It's the
everybody
man
has
that
to
did
live
not
their
say.
life.
okay, how about some that even the man was sleeping with the woman while they were dating? And they waiting for them to get married, and then you now realize that, this guy is not really
Right.
into women like that. Even though he was doing it, but he wasn't, even while they were dating, it wasn't like as if he was really into it like that.
You will know that was a major red flag.
But you see, they may not know.
Why? You
You
know,
also think
at
that
the end of the day, I think that sometimes we know these things, but you know, when
We're not
denial.
ready to confront it.
Exactly.
No, we
When
don't.
denial, we just think like,
Well, say, if there's
or
one
he will
thing-
come around, he will
as a
come
woman,
around.
As a woman, if
Ah.
there's one thing God has blessed women with, it's the power of intuition.
Intuition, I'm telling
And
you.
it's
We
never
just
going to
don't- we
fail
just-
you.
I'm telling you, we just
So
don't
you
like
know.
because the moment
accepting
you know
it.
something in your gut, if you decide to look into it,
Yes.
it ends up being
Yes.
right.
Ends up being
But the
right.
thing
Yeah.
is that sometimes when we get those pointers, we are always pushing it back.
We're
Like-
afraid. We're
Yes,
in denial.
like we're in denial,
We're in
basically.
denial.
We're in denial that it
No, it can't be.
Especially with someone that you feel so strongly about, like that.
Yeah.
I'm overthinking.
Overthinking,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know? But
Yeah.
these pointers, they are always there. Because how will you be with somebody and the person does not like sex, or the person, to me, it's a major red flag.
Yeah.
Already. Like,
Personally,
what's
someone
happening here?
that just talked about asexual now is a major red flag.
I'm not asexual now.
I'm just saying, someone that doesn't like
She just ends when she will not be with
Yes,
the person.
so it's a major red flag to me. So maybe the person is asexual or something else, but that it just shows that no,
There's
they're
no
not-
way here for me.
No way here.
That's
This
your
is
point.
a
Yeah,
roadblock.
yeah, we get you. Oh.
Exactly, whatever. That is a roadblock here. No. Don't. You know, I don't understand why you be in a relationship with someone and you don't
This just
even
brings me to like,
you can't even feel the person. You don't even know.
Mama, relax, you
Okay.
can feel the person.
Okay.
So this just brings me to the point where you are supposed to like, what are your values? Like, what is the reason for getting married? Because a lot of people don't even talk about why they want to get married. They just want to get married.
Yeah, true.
Because we feel this, spark between us, and I think can live forever. And then they just get into it, and then they rush back out.
You don't even have to. The fact that
It's not
you
every
fast does not
relationship.
mean that you have to even get
It's not
married.
even every relationship. You must realize, as a young adult, that it's not every relationship you get into that is going to lead to marriage.
Exactly.
I have a friend, you know what she said to tell her daughter? That date everybody but don't sleep with anybody. Until you find the one that is really, that you are in the same headspace. Dating does not mean, like, she's trying to, the Onyibo kind of dating that you can have multiple partners, but you're not sleeping with them. Doesn't you don't have to.
But in both dating, they sleep too.
No, not all of them.
And all of them, but
Everything that comes,
You're not just like one
It's
to
one
one
person,
person.
yes.
Without knowing.
Yeah.
everything that comes to this part of the
So
world
you
is
get it.
changed. I'll tell you for facts because you see the dating she's talking about is different from this one. Me and you know. It's just like feminism. When feminism over there is different from the one we know. Yeah,
No, Nigerians are not practicing feminism. They're not.
they are not.
No, they're not.
Okay, I don't know what you think they call it, but
No,
that's what
they're
they
not.
call it.
But let's not even go into that discussion.
No, I'm just saying.
They're
I'm
not
just
ready.
saying. I'm just saying.
They're not ready
I'm just
for
saying,
it.
I'm just saying. So before my mama here, the pound the lady.
excuse me, what's that
You know,
supposed to be?
I still feel like people should talk about your interest in this marriage. Because if I, as a person, you can speak to my ego, I think I'll be comfortable enough to tell you that this is what I am. As long as I'm not comfortable enough to tell you that this is what I am, I don't think we should get married. That's like my own point of view or my opinion. Because you being my wife, I should be comfortable enough to tell you every single thing.
That you are gay.
Yes.
Then why are you in the marriage in the first place?
Why you with a woman?
Why are you with a woman?
Societal.
So why is
I am
I
not
know
gay.
Arrangement.
that there are some people who have arrangements.
Yeah,
There are some people who have arrangements. That's okay.
How did they
I'm
come
gay,
to that?
but you know,
How did they
let's
come to that?
do
No,
this
from the
to cover up.
beginning.
How did
From
they
the
come to
beginning,
that?
they
From
would
the
have spoken
beginning.
to each other.
The point is they had a conversation.
Exactly.
There was an agreement. So this is what
No,
I am
you're saying
trying
that
to
if the
say.
woman is able to speak to your ego, but in a gay girl situation, it's not about speaking to your ego
It's
now.
not ego. It's
It's
a
about
transaction.
transaction.
Yes,
This is a transactional
But
thing.
I don't think I
Yes.
want to do a transaction, that type of transaction with just anybody. Especially in this part of the world. I don't
No,
think so.
you will have someone that you have the same. You said mention something about values. You have someone that you have the same shared values. The same person who feels the person might even be a lesbian as well.
Exactly. There are some couples like that too.
Yeah, that you have
But they'll
shared
get
values.
married, but
They'll
they
get
have
married, but
their
everybody has
partners.
their partners.
Yes.
So that's I said shared values.
Maybe they just don't understand my own when you go down speaking. But I think we're saying the same thing.
What's your
What is
We are literally saying the same thing.
But you're saying speak to your ego. For a woman to speak to your ego, that means that you have put yourself in a position of vulnerability where she has access to speak to your ego. In a situation where you are trying to transact, like I'm gay, you are lesbian, let's marry, it's a transaction.
Exactly.
Right.
There's no ego thing. Yes.
There is.
There's no ego thing.
There's no
No,
ego
there's
thing.
no
I'm
ego
going to tell you
thing
something.
there.
I'm going to tell you
There's no
something.
ego
There's no ego thing
Even
there.
like I just walk on the road and see pound the other man.
That's why I said someone that you have the
Excuse me,
same
I don't know
shared
that is
values
so
with.
How do I know I
That's
have?
your community of
Your
friends.
female
Your
friends.
like-minded
Like,
friends. From people that you talk to, you can tell that okay, me and this person we are on the same
Yeah,
wavelength.
that's
This
right.
person is like this. Okay,
We talk, Abi.
Eh?
We talk, Abi.
we talk that kind of thing, you know.
Please just move on,
Different
because
types
I
of
feel like
different types of talk. Oh, there are different types of talk.
are you
Somebody that
getting-
you are comfortable enough to tell that okay,
Yeah.
this is how I am. But the person does not have to.
Have emotional
You
relationship.
doesn't have to feed your
No,
ego
no.
or something for you to do that.
Well,
It just has to be
Shebi-
somebody that you
Shebi na
can
me
trust.
get ego. No me get am. No one.
This your ego now, wow.
No, it's just very simple because there are things I can tell you that I can't tell her.
That doesn't mean she's feeding into your ego. For me, what I understand by a man's ego, or
Yes,
for a
what I
woman's
understand.
ability to be able to stroke your ego, there must be a certain type of connection for her to be able to stroke your ego that would even allow her stroke your ego.
Ego, exactly.
Connection, no.
No, there has to be. You can't just
Yeah.
stroke. See, I used to
Maybe
make
friendship connection, yes.
maybe friendship connection. I used to make coffee for one of my bosses when I used to work there. And I was the only one that could make coffee for him. In fact, he mandated me to go and buy mug, to go and do rishi. And nobody else could get his coffee like I could get it. But I was not stroking his ego because when it came time to give me memo, he did not stop. You understand? But in fact, I was just his coffee girl. Simple, because I knew how to make his coffee.
Exactly.
But
Just like
I mean, there should be someone that knows how to talk to that man.
There will be somebody that's what I'm saying, that can talk to him at a certain capacity. Not necessarily, I could talk to him in terms of coffee. That was the capacity he gave me, which was coffee. Another person, with my immediate boss, the person I was reporting to, she could talk to him at an intellectual level. That's the capacity he gave her. That's the ego. So when it came to intellectual stroking, my boss had the key. But when it came to coffee,
it's you.
I had the rice mix or the recipe or the kind of coffee.
Yo, I think she goes to
But that kind of person will also have someone that you be vulnerable with.
Yes, that's a different thing
Everyone
entirely.
has someone they can be vulnerable
Well, let's
with.
just move on.
Yes. Okay, so that is bisexual. So as there is bisexual, there's also biromantic. So that means just like you said that you think every woman is bisexual. There are people who say that everybody is biromantic. That means that you can have feelings
For both genders.
That
Yes.
you can have feelings for your gender. What do you say about that?
Very
Can you
true.
have feelings for your gender? Ugly.
No.
You can't fall in love with your gender.
Maybe.
And we are not talking sex.
We're not talking
Yeah.
sex.
We are not talking sex. We are talking feelings. Just having feelings, but not sexual feelings.
I say no.
No, you may not want to admit it on camera.
Exactly.
I never see anybody where
Oh,
I
but
like
I
that.
don't know.
That's
That's your party. That's your party that you were. It's not nice, was you? That's your party that you were apologizing to just now.
my guy.
Okay. You don't have feelings for it.
No.
No,
Why is
now
that?
this is the thing. Because we're talking feelings,
Yes.
you're thinking is romantic. We're not necessarily saying romantic feelings.
What was the question again?
It's romantic feelings.
I
Romantic,
beg go
okay.
Magbami around
Okay. And
It's
just,
romantic feelings that you can have
No.
the capacity to fall in love, to have feelings basically
I
for
used to think
somebody
this is
else.
a problem,
But
right?
it is not sexual.
I just think this is a problem. I cannot bath in the same or bathe in the same bathroom where guys are.
you didn't go
It's
to a
because
boarding
you didn't
house.
go exactly. You didn't go to Bunny House.
didn't
That's
go to
why.
Bunny House.
I mean, I went to
If you
camp.
went-
I went to
camp?
Oh,
because
what's
of
camp?
What is camp?
Can you relax? It got to a point where because of this thing, I will not shower to like wherever we're going.
It's
Because
because
Oh, okay,
you
shower.
don't
you
go
know,
to
you
boarding
know,
house.
you know this thing
It's
where
because you didn't go to Bunny
I'm
House.
getting somewhere. You know this thing where teenage boys do, they show themselves their size of, I never did that. I was not comfortable. Excuse me. I was never comfortable. I don't do that. I don't think any guy, my fellow guy, has seen.
It's because you did not
No.
go to boarding house.
It's because you go to Bunny House.
Why is body house the roots or the escape
Yes,
route?
now.
Yes,
It's
now.
not because
That's
you didn't go to
No,
Bunny House.
let me even break it down. You did
Hey.
not go to a federal government or state-owned
Yes,
boarding house.
boarding house.
If you did,
Yeah, I shall not be comfortable,
See,
guys.
let me tell you, there were those people there because I went to the federal government girls' college too. There were those people there when you first come, you'll be doing like that. There were people that they were not even bathing. They'll be bathing with clothing. But after a while, how long do you even want to do that?
how long does
Maybe I've just showered
How
the
long
night
do you
before.
want to
Is
do that?
it the bathroom that is already bad, that the water funnel, I mean the sewage there is coming from the toilet to the bathroom,
Abio.
that you now want to go to the bathroom and have your bath? Oh, you go bath for corridor. beside
Exactly. That's what I wanted to say. That people will not even enter the store to buy. They will buy a
tap. On the
bed
corridor.
outside.
I don't have any romantic whatever for my own job. That's just me.
Okay,
just
Divine,
me.
what do you say? What do you say about this?
Well, I don't know. I want to say maybe I agree that it is very possible, but then maybe because I'm speaking from a point of a woman, I feel like it's men that should be answering this question. But from a point of a woman, I feel like to an extent, yes, you can have romantic feelings for your fellow woman, but then people don't really talk about it. Or some people do, because women are more likely to talk about them being bi, but then at the same time, people don't talk about it. But I don't know about the guys. I don't know how it works for them.
All I'm
I
just
don't
saying
think
is it might work, right? But it's not the term everybody, it's not everybody. Yeah, I don't have any
Not
emotional,
everybody. And it's
romantical,
possible. See, it's
whatever
possible for you to
emotion
be
for a
both.
guy.
It's possible for you to be bi-romantic and bisexual. That means you have feelings and then you can have sex. But then it's possible for you to be bi-romantic alone.
Mm.
And then it's possible for you to be bisexual too. You can just have sex but not catching feelings. But you
like
can
a
catch
man,
feelings
I'm
and
not
not.
sexually attracted to you. I'm not romantically attracted to you. Anything that has to do with romance, sexual, I am not. No matter what or how. you look at
Okay, let's go to the next one. This one is interesting.
I did not ask her.
Oh, and she's spoken before, yeah.
I've talked
She's
about it
spoken.
now.
She's spoken.
I've talked about it earlier when I was talking about secondary school and all of that. So I've mentioned it already.
She's spoken. So let's go to demisexual and demi-romantic. So demisexual are people that cannot have sex with someone until they have formed a bond, a connection with the person. And the same goes for their feelings. Demi-romantic means that they cannot fall in love or start catching feelings until they have formed a bond. I think, what do you think about that?
I think that's the best way to go, really.
Bond help,
Honestly.
actually.
Eh?
That your bond now.
No. Maybe I'm talking about it from the space I am in life
Right now.
right now. Maybe if I was much younger, I'd be like, waiting they talk.
Mm.
You understand? But maybe because of the headspace I am right now,
Yeah.
I would rather we have a bond, because my own bond, number one, you must have sense.
Very true.
You must be, I must find your intellect sexy, whatever that means.
Yes.
I must be
Smart,
talking
sexy
to
man.
you, having intelligent conversations with
You're
you.
And then
romancing
I'm-
my brain.
And that's a major
You're
turn on.
romancing my brain.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a major turn on. Any other thing, we can begin to look at values and all that. But you see, that's an entrance into the door.
Mm-hmm.
Then okay, when I see that, okay, you're just a talker. I'm gonna be going. But there's some people like
Talk
that.
the talk, you don't
They
do
know
the
that
work.
okay, this is
You
the kind
like,
of
yeah.
person you are, and they will engage. I remember there was one guy. He's a lawyer. Guy is intelligent, and the guy knew that the only way he could engage me was talking to me, and I became interested in law as a result of these discussions I had with him. In fact, at some point, I still have it, Nigerian Constitution. I still have it. I spoke with other lawyer friends of mine. I was, it got me. The guy I was interested, and the whole thing it just ebbed and just popped, and, but I realized you're not my cup of tea.
You are just cold.
Because he knew. And that was the only, and now and when he eventually came out, I said the only thing foiling this friendship is the fact that that I like someone who is intelligent, and you're intelligent, and you're trying to use. I said, cannot work because number one, you're not my cup of tea.
Great long cup of tea.
It's not my cup of tea.
Coffee, sugar, milk,
No,
and
it wasn't
water.
my cup of tea. It was not even my champagne. Champagne is going too far, so it was not my cup of tea. So.
About drink.
So, but I enjoyed every conversation I had with him. But that
It
was
was
it.
stimulating.
But it was
Yeah,
very stimulating.
stimulating. That's
Very,
the
very,
word.
very, very stimulating.
I think smart men are it, sure.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he was not it, but
No,
There are other
obviously,
things
smart
to
men are it, but
consider.
you have to consider other things. I
Yeah.
can't just be smart
Yes.
and not.
yeah,
I cannot feel you in other aspects.
yeah, that was it. That was the.
What do you say, Ugly?
So this particular one,
Yeah. Demisexual and demi-romantic. It
So
means
this-
that you have to form a bond, before you can either catch feelings or have sex.
this is me. And shout out to my guys that are like me and me that were like inclined. So yes, for me, Sha, I'm just going to give you this short story and I'm out of here. When I was about to lose it, you guys know, we went.
You're not communicating.
I'm so confused.
So adults here. When I was about to lose my virginity, Sha, like, whole teenage thing, you just wanted to like lose everything at once, wanted to do it once. So we went to this hotel, I think this is like so much information, but like
Yeah.
You said it already.
I'll just tell you guys. And this lady tried everything. And Captain Jack was not captain, neither was Jackie. So at that point, I kind of felt like I had a problem. I was very displeased. I couldn't tell my friends. I came out like, pumping like, I don't lose share, I don't lose or nothing. So I went to see my mom. I was complaining. I didn't know how to tell her at first, but then I told her. She was like, she doesn't think anything wrong with me, but she's a prayer warrior, so obviously everything they take it to church. They just start praying for you. But this is like where the kick is. I still have that early morning erection. When you wake up in the morning, it's like Captain Jackie. And later on in life, I tend to realize that I am that person. I have to be like emotionally connected with you. Like we have to be emotionally inclined before Captain can jack. So yeah. So I think I'm
Interesting.
Took the words from my mouth. Interesting.
So you're demisexual. Are you also demi-romantic?
Demi-romantic, I think so. I don't think it's just women that like smart men. A lot of men like smart women, especially in this-
No. Demi-romantic means you have to form a bond before
I was
you catch
getting
feelings.
there.
Sorry,
I was
Daddy.
getting there.
Sorry.
Penetrating the topic already.
No,
So
penetrating the topic.
for me, you have to be like very interesting to, get me in that romance era. Like you don't just, I'm a fine girl, ha ha ha. You have to like me now. Engage me. Bust my brain like.
I think everybody likes that.
Yeah.
True.
I think everybody likes
Okay, Divine. Let's hear you.
Well, the demisexual and demi-romantic, I feel like that's the proper way to go. Having built a bond with somebody, and now it's not every single person you build a bond with that you should either want to, have sexual relationship with or a romantic relationship with. You can build bonds with your friends. When you're doing something relationship-wise or sexual-wise, it has. I don't know. For me, I feel like it has to mean something. You can't just enter a relationship with somebody you don't have any feelings for whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then having sex, you can't have sex with somebody that is just random, just out of the blues. There are people that do that. I feel like that's why I asked that question in the beginning. Why do people do? So people that do hop from one place to another place, or men and women that cheat. I don't want you to come for me. Men and women that cheat. Imagine having a partner now or a wife, and then you're sleeping with like 4 or 5 different people outside. I don't know what those people are called, but then you don't have any bond with these people. You're just doing it because
it feels cool to do.
It feels good to do it, both as a man and as a woman. It feels good for you to do it, all fine and good.
No, like that's being judgmental. There are different reasons why people cheat.
But you know what? I feel like her response to this question is not what it is. These people are doing it intentionally. Then there are people like us that are built like this. It's not like we want to do it intentionally. Like we cannot just be anything with you without bonding with you.
Yeah.
This is a conscious act. We don't do it consciously. If I am no longer with you, you will know. You will sense it. Like you don't need any pastor to come and tell you that this person is not emotionally inclined with you anymore.
So what did I say that's not it?
Like you saying it's a way to go means people need to start,
No, that's not what I was even trying to say. I'm saying that for me, it is. I feel like that's the only way I know.
So you're a demisexual person.
Romantic, demisexual, anything. But I feel like that's the only thing I know. Having built a bond with somebody to move forward. But there's no bond there.
What are you doing?
What are we doing?
Okay. Right. I just feel like people do it consciously and people just do it naturally. Naturally.
Usually consciously.
Yes,
because eventually at the end of the day it's going to falter.
No, he's just saying that the kind of person he is that he has to build a bond before he can
and it comes naturally. I don't have to like the man that was
but then
the lawyer man.
It's a natural thing. It's a natural thing. You can't be conscious.
No,
it's who you are.
May I, George, the lawyer man that built a bond with our CC Lene.
Okay.
Was it a conscious act?
Was it a conscious
act? Building the bond. If it was like from her own end and she was being cautious about it, because we already know that she's a.
He was scheming. The man
was doing something different.
He was scheming.
Yes.
He was that was the way he could engage.
He was trying to get to her that way.
Was she bonding with the man?
No.
She said that it wasn't her cup of tea. She liked it.
Later on. But during those talking stage.
No, she opened the door, but when she got in, she saw that no.
But she started bonded to a point.
I didn't bond. She didn't bond.
See, these women. Moving on.
It's making the man is trying to understand what we're saying.
For you.
Okay, now, tell me. So I think you've told me before that you're a spontaneous person.
Right.
Okay. So you've never had something just like that.
They work. They work, guys. It works.
Why do you have two mouths like this?
It works like no.
From two ends of the mouth.
These people, I don't know. This type of people, my Captain Jack works, but when it's for you, it's for you. When it's for you, it's for you.
We were even thinking that. Okay, so you like this love at first sight thing has never happened to you.
Nah.
Love at first sight doesn't mean you're having.
Like I can like somebody, but in that space, like
love at first sight. If you are demisexual, you can't love at first sight now.
No, you
can
like somebody.
You can
like somebody.
But
we cannot just say
demisexual now, not demi-romantic.
I'm talking demi-romantic and sexual together now.
Like
we're talking about the two.
I can find you very attractive, but I cannot just say, okay, let's go to the trunk and let it
Why?
down.
So you don't. That means you don't just do exciting things like.
I have a partner that I'm attracted to. I cannot do exciting things with this partner. You don't have to be like a stranger now.
Okay, I'm talking outside of a partner.
No,
like,
I cannot.
Let me paint a scenario. Like, okay, you go to a party, and you meet this person, and you are jiving, you are connecting, and you've had a lot to drink and all that, and everything's just going, and you just.
And they follow me. Who sleep? It has, no. Madam Tom, they are like, for real, it has happened, not once, not twice.
Okay.
But like, when we're in that space, then I'm looking at you with serious questions in my head. Like, who is this? It's not like,
After you done, you do.
you know, we're not doing jack. Like, you don't understand what I'm saying. I start to think, what if Naomi water? Like, all those.
I start overthinking.
Yeah, like, what if Naomi water? She gets
What if she was
this?
out to get me?
You know, did they send you?
Yeah.
All these things you want to think.
Wow.
Village people.
You just sleep and you understand, because I'm not going to come off as, oh, I don't, you can cuddle and all that, but you will know that, no, that this is why I cannot cheat. You will know, you will catch me. My attention will not be there for you. I cannot, you want to text you out there, I don't go text you. I don't go do but once it's for you, like, you've caught my attention 100%. No worry. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks.
Interesting indeed. Okay, so now let's go to the final one, which is the grey romantic. So these are people who really form a romantic, connection. They really get attracted romantically like that. It's just, I don't understand what's
This
happening.
outfit is
I don't
very nice,
understand.
guys. Very nice outfit.
I don't understand. So what do you have to say to that, Muji? I think these people fall in the into the bracket of people that they say, oh, this person is cold, or this person is not, when they say your partner is not available romantically or emotionally, like that,
unavailable. I don't know what to say to
they
this.
they really form romantic attractions. Don't say that too. Because we just assume.
But I was going to
Because
ask.
when you meet people, you just assume that everybody's. So when the person, and then sometimes you might now begin to think that, oh, maybe the person is cheating or something.
I have a
And
question.
then there's the person not actually cheating. That's how they are.
Yeah.
Does somebody have like two sexuality?
I've not met people like this.
What do you mean by that?
Like, can you have like both?
Both of what?
People can be bi and be genuine.
Hermaphrodite.
Oh, I'm not for that.
Moving on, guys.
Like, can you
I don't
be bi?
understand.
What do you mean? Okay, on those orientations.
Yeah, things like
It's
that.
possible
Okay,
now.
yeah.
possible.
Yeah. I guess it's possible.
It's
but-
possible because no human being is
Yes, it's possible.
is one. You are
Yes.
diverse as a
You are
human
diverse,
being.
like a
So
mixture of-
you're always a mixture of things. I've not
and that's why
met.
it's complicated. You can't really, you can't really say.
You can't really say this
Yeah,
person. Just like they say
100.
for characteristics, sanguine.
Yeah,
all these-
and that's why there's a mixture.
There's a mixture.
A mixture of sanguine, choleric, and all that in one person. You can't really have, and that's why it's easy to say that it's possible for someone to have feelings for your gender, but it may not be sexual. but
Sexual, yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
feelings and all that, because at the end of the day, we are humans, and should I say that we were made to love and be loved.
Yes,
So,
that's how we're created.
so you were saying
So I've never met anyone who is a
grey romantic.
grey romantic. I will not meet any in Jesus' name.
What
You've never
contact
met or
is
you've
also?
not seen.
I've never met. I don't know. In fact, I don't even know. It's strange. It's first time I'm hearing it. So
Wow.
I've never.
But there are actually people like that, because we don't exploit, and then sometimes because we attribute it to something else.
It's possible
don't
that I've
really
even
think-
met the person.
Exactly.
But I just
We
like,
don't
oh, this
really
person
think
is a
in this
snob. This
line.
person is. Yeah, you have a
You
point
don't
there.
really think in this line that this person is very romantic. It's now.
I didn't even think that
It's
was
now
a
that we'll not be
thing.
thinking that this person is very.
Yeah.
But before we just think, what's wrong with this person? This person is cold, or this person is probably cheating, or
But
is that.
With what life has taught me most recently, I always give people grace and try to understand. So maybe in my understanding, maybe I've been able to like make the person open up a bit. Maybe not necessarily romantically, but just like you said, person is just a snob and just, they're just in their own world and all. So maybe I've met such people. I don't know. So I can't really say much because I'm just hearing it for the first time.
Wow. Okay. Be ugly.
I thought you were doing ladies first.
No.
All right, for me, I have. I mean,
You
guys,
have?
of course, I know what they are like. I have friends that don't near their girlfriends, but they will not text them, call them. They can leave their girlfriend here 3 days, will not check. They are fine. They feel like they're okay.
How do they have girlfriends in the first place?
Then which girls are staying?
Yeah, exactly.
Because now this is the
Since
thing.
you're dating your type, Sha.
This is the thing. Because you don't agree doesn't mean there are people that don't agree with these people. Because I mean, if you find your type, you're comfortable. There are some girls too that don't really like all this checky, texty.
You must check.
For
Go.
3 days.
What's that? 3
Well,
days.
I think if you check the crowd properly, like the crowd here, there's somebody like that. I don't like. Can I text me? Like they don't like it when you text them so much. They feel like you're doing too much. Just relax. When
The
I'm
person
with
is
that,
your partner.
Yes.
No, we're not partner.
Which type of thing
There
is
is-
that?
Except I don't like you. Why are you texting me?
Why you
If I like
exactly?
you, can you blow up my phone?
Exactly.
there is an intern in the Ego Online. Her name is Ayo. Shout out to you, Ayo. She don't know like it. We're having this conversation one time, and then
Oh,
she goes
wow.
down. I was like, glory. Like, I'm this person, so I know what I'm saying. And you know, for the friends I have them, it's not like they don't like you. They do. They like you very much, but you know that's they don't go there. That romance.
They like to keep their distance. So I don't understand. This.
Yeah, they just don't know how to like portray it to you. They feel like it's wrong. They feel like it's doing too much.
Really?
Texting.
Not like testing, but you guys can be together. They don't like all these touchy.
PDA.
No, don't do that. Sit down. You're fine. And I don't see anything wrong with that though, because that's who they are.
Yeah, that's who they are. But like I always say, you should find your kind. That's my. I know that I always say that there's a kind for everyone.
But I will not see Bese and enter this, So for those of you that don't know what Bese is, the non-Yorubas, Bese is like problem. I won't see problem and enter problem. So I know what for me now. I'm like a touchy kind of guy. There's a word for it, man. Yeah. So I will not see somebody that does not like.
Touchy or clingy.
Yeah, if I touch you, I like, I know bad.
Touchy or clingy.
Now you're talking me now. But like, for me, if you don't let me touch you, especially when I'm that inclined, I'll probably go take a shower. Because in this part of the world, people don't know how to tell you that, oh, your mouth stinks and all that. They probably, if I'm talking to you and like, these people that do this every 2 seconds, guy, I go to brush like every 20 minutes because I just feel like my mouth stinks. Or out of the blues, you just give me sweets just when I'm brushing. Yeah. So if I am to have that, be careful.
I honestly meant no harm. Like
Women, guys. Just women, guys.
no,
Women, guys. Just women.
No.
I can't brush right now.
That was so unintentional.
Yeah, I
So
can't brush right now.
random. That was so
It was
random.
very random. No, it's so unintentional. No,
Coincidental.
nah.
What would you say? So yeah,
No.
basically, that's what it is.
That's
for
the
me.
truth.
I won't see problem and enter problem. Those people find their matches.
Anyway, exactly. Like I always say, there's a match. There's somebody for
everyone.
everybody. So there's a kind for everyone. So please
This is why she's
just find your kind. And I think that with the way the world is going now, there should be these things coming up. There should be a group, the demisexual group, asexual group. That people should find their niche.
Do they know
Yeah,
their
because
do they all these things now?
so if you
Apart
are
from maybe
curious,
one or two.
if you are curious, if
Not
you
everybody
go
is curious.
and bi, I feel like every other thing.
Every other thing here is almost new.
asexual is bad.
Great.
No, I
Asexual
don't
is
think
very
that was a
common.
thing, because me,
Uh-uh.
I didn't even know that was what it was called.
Yeah,
I
it's
just-
even a thing. I've always known them. There are people
The
who
one
have to
I've
form a
never heard
connection
of
before.
is this grey
Grey.
romantic.
I
mean,
people. There are lots of people who have to form a
Yeah,
connection with you
yeah.
before they can.
But there's some
Now you know. Sapiosexual are those who have to connect with you intellectually before they can, bond and whatever. So everybody find your kind. Find your kind. Don't be asexual and go and be looking for someone who
For
is
sapiosexual.
bisexual.
I'm not bisexual.
Please.
So everyone don't they point me. I like women.
Find your kind so that we can all have, blissful relationships, friendships, because it's not just romantic relationships we are talking about here. Even friendships, and marriages. Let's just find our kind. Let's just
marrying the wrong people.
stop marrying the wrong people and then going and then stop hiding. Stop hiding at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, like I always say, truth, even if it lasts 100 years,
it's always
at
come
once.
out. Mm.
And then you are the better for it. You will save yourself the headache, because most of the time when you say, oh, I can't come out now, I can't say this now, I can't say that now, you are just delaying that headache. At the end of the day, you are still going to have that headache, and it will now be times 100. So why don't you have the headache now and get it
Do
over
with
with
it.
and move on with your life?
Headache,
And
man.
stop living a lie, guys. Please, let's stop living a lie.
Yes.
Do you, be you. That you were created to be you, to be authentic. Stop being afraid of what people will think and all that. If God wanted us all to be the same, He will create us the same. We'll be clones.
Yeah.
But He created us differently.
Differently.
And I'm sure He wasn't making a mistake when He was doing it. So please, just be you and be authentic in yourself and stop hiding. And if you have enjoyed this video, which I'm sure that you have, click the like button.
Before you start clicking
And
likes.
also subscribe.
Before you start clicking likes. I think I have something to say.
Okay, the Ugly has something to say.
About the whole marriage thing that she said.
Why are you pointing at her?
She said something about marriage.
Okay.
Yes, like don't marry wrong. I don't think. What if you are the wrong person? Right.
You are still marrying wrong.
You're still marrying wrong.
Oh, okay.
You should have found your type. You are still marrying wrong.
Right. I'm just saying because people marry for different reasons and
Exactly.
people don't talk about these reasons. Because you now, as the Mama Pound yard, I can marry her for her money. She has so much money.
Which
Why-
money?
I can marry her for her spaghetti.
I'm sorry, I'm not even marrying. Abiyoton, I'm
So-
not marrying.
If the spark stops, what happens?
Marriage.
So this is why you need to talk about why you're
If
getting
you get married for pecky breast, what happens when those breasts?
The breast will fall now.
It will definitely
Olympus
fall. That
will
one
fall.
is a constant.
Olympus will fall.
Olympus will fall. So when Olympus falls, what happens?
So yes.
Or you marry Lepa and then after 2-3 kids.
2-3 kids.
Yeah.
2-3 kids. You just after one.
I mean, what you become robust. What happens?
Hit the gym, guys.
So you hit the gym, yeah, but then you have
Hit
to.
the gym
And
again.
when you are getting
Hit the
into
gym.
a
But you
relationship
see,
and marriage with someone, you have to have a foresight. You
Yeah.
have to think in the future. Don't just think for now. Think in the future that okay. So have all the variables.
I think build a
And
friendship
I know
for
that
marriage.
okay, yes, I can deal with this. If it comes to this, okay, I can deal with this. Is what I can deal with. Okay, this is a deal breaker for me. I can't do this. We need to be.
I feel like knowing you love somebody, you love the person irrespective of.
It's a lie.
I think people
Say
don't
that.
Yeah,
understand.
I feel like love is
No,
overrated. If you ask
No.
me.
I think
You need more than love. You
I
need more
think
than
that when you're getting married, you may be marrying for love. However, what sustains the marriage is hope.
Definitely not love.
It's hope. It's not even love. Hope.
But I think love is something.
Not even trust.
What is
Hope.
Hope of what?
Hope.
Hope of
Because some nights, no, not even hope for a better. Because some nights you wake up and be like, who did I marry?
what am I doing here?
So hope
A
that
hope for what now?
hope that by the time this person wakes up the next morning, you come back to his senses.
What if he doesn't?
Well, you just hope.
You can't be open for the rest of your
No,
life.
there's a certain level
When
of
you're
hope.
not there, what will you can tell
No.
God?
There's a
I
certain,
live my
there's a
life
certain, look, there's a certain level of hope you must hope. Normal. I mean, relationships, marriages, they go through their issues. So
Yeah.
there's a certain level of hope. I'm not saying hoping that somebody that wants to kill you. I'm not saying that kind of
Have
hope.
you?
But hope in being reasonable. So that's why I said sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and look that I dare get married to this kind of person.
Exactly.
But you can hope that by tomorrow morning he will see reason with you or come to his senses. But that's being reasonable in reasonable circumstances.
That hope is far away.
No, in
Yeah.
reasonable.
There must be a constant. Sha. In all of it, there must be one constant.
Yeah.
There must be one constant that you can hold on to. That okay,
Yeah.
at least this you are looking at this and this one is good. This side is okay. So this side is not so good. And then that's why I said you have to see into the future. Like okay,
You can't see Jack.
this is no like
You can't see Jack.
What I mean is
There's
that-
this thing they say about marriage. Ọjà òkùnkùn nìgbéyàwó.
exactly. But you should be.
So what you are buying, you don't even
You don't know, but you should get to the level where you can say, okay, this is how far I can go.
Of
Even
course.
in the hoping, this is how
That's
far
why I said
can
you must
go.
be reasonable in your
Eh,
hoping.
this is how far I
You
can
ask
go.
yourself, like, why am I marrying
this
this
is
person?
where I draw the line. So you need to have those in your head before
But can
you
I
go
add
in.
something? I do know that yes, love is not what sustains a marriage. But I think I've heard it over time that sometimes you wake up and you don't love this person for the entire maybe 1 day, 2 days. Oh,
1 year, 2 years.
Yeah.
I did say,
No, it's
I'm
possible.
telling you.
It's possible.
Okay, but what I felt like I meant by love was what I mean by saying love irrespective of. There's sometimes whereby I know that yes, I love this person. This is my brother now. I love my brother and all that. But then he annoys me and we're not talking for like a month plus. I know that deep down I still have so much love for you. But right now you're not on my like list. I don't want to see you. So I don't know. For me, my head is like doing it the way Christ loves us.
Yeah.
That's what God is.
No, but
Like,
really, that's God is love.
Christ loves us. Yeah. So like I feel like if you're getting married to whoever you're getting married to, and then you make the right decision, it should be something whereby you're saying, okay, you know what, irrespective of, we're not going to agree all the time. Sometimes I want to take your head off.
Yeah.
But deep down, I know that irrespective of whatever the situation is, I have this certain feeling for you. Like you said, hope. I have hope that things are going to get better. I have hope that you're going to be reasonable at some point. I have hope that we can communicate to an extent that like this becomes a past thing.
You know, I was going to say something
But
before
then-
he cut me off. Sorry. There's something that we don't understand about love. You have to, for you to be able to, or for you to want to be with someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, you must love the person unconditionally. Eagle told me something some time ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. He said, before that person offends you, forgive. And that is loving the person unconditionally. You are loving the person irrespective of what comes up. It's just like the love of a mother to a child. Are you going to throw your child away because the child has offended you? No. So you are going, the person you have chosen to get married, that is why you must be careful in choosing who you get married to. That's why you must love the person unconditionally. And as it is hard, even Christ God, he said something. He said, not my will, but thine. So even him, because he came in human flesh, it was hard for him. I'm sorry to go spiritual, but that's just what it is. He had to love us unconditionally. So if you want to be with someone, you must love the person unconditionally. That's it. If you want to be with somebody, you must love the person unconditionally. Of course, there's going to be boundaries, and that is, but that you want to be with this person, you have made up your mind that, well, if this person decides that, God forbid, or this person is going to be on a wheelchair next tomorrow, you're going to love the person irrespective of the fact that the person is in a wheelchair. That's unconditional love.
If the person is glass goes this
No,
glass,
that's I said.
unconditional.
No.
Oh.
I said you can't.
You
No,
also love yourself unconditionally.
you have to, before you love. When you are loving unconditionally, of course, you have to love yourself first, because it's when you love yourself that you're even able to love someone unconditionally. It's when you love yourself unconditionally that you can even understand what it takes to love another person unconditionally. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, you have to love unconditionally before. And a lot of people love with conditions.
These days, love is very conditional.
Love is very
I
conditional.
don't
For
think
me,
that kind of love that endures.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I'm not
it.
married to
Exists.
anybody yet, but for me, before I get married, I know we just need to have like this friendship first. So on the days where love can't save us, the friendship can, because I mean, I've dated somebody to a point to have this information where, you know, I'm pissed off and the next thing I hear is pants. You know, there's no, I don't think there's any way I can be upset as she calls me pants that, you know, that blood rush will not like calm down. It's like a nickname, you know. But
I actually have a friend.
Pants.
I actually have a
Why?
friend.
you will
Why?
not
Why
get
are
it.
they
You will not
calling
get
you
it. You will not
I
get
can't
it.
No,
get
I actually have a
I
friend.
can't get it.
I have a friend, my very close friend. We've been friends from way back. And each time I call her, the first thing I say is Chicago pants, man pants. And she just goes like, Moji, you serious? And then we may not talk for 2-3 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, Chicago, man pants. And that's it.
So that's
Pants.
friendship.
That's
That's
it.
your new name, Pants.
If you call me pants,
Patala.
Lord, guys, meet Lady Storm the Yard. At every point in time, if you know you cannot storm the yard, don't enter the yard at all. Just go back home. But yeah, you know, before you enter anything long term,
It's
have
not
a
what
background
you're
or a foundation, which is friendship. Be friends, because there are days honey will sound like the Chris, like days where babe will sound like something else. You know, friendship will prevail in such days. So please
What
have.
happens on the days when
Apart
you
from-
friends?
I mean, if this person is actually your friend, right? You guys, there's always something that brings you guys back. Except this person
There
is not
has to
your
be
friend.
a place of ground zero.
Yes,
Yeah,
there's always something
yeah.
that brings you guys back. But in this love thing, because these days people don't even do friendship anymore. You can meet somebody at the club, and then tomorrow she's like, "Babe, what's up, babe? I'm not your babe.
Babe,
I
it's
am not
about.
your babe."
I feel like these guys that do that. But
No. You will see somebody that texts you, because of this thing you're wearing, let me be your girlfriend. Nobody has to know.
Can you imagine?
People do too much these days. You
Very
understand?
funny.
So please, let's build a friendship relationship before entering
Build
anything.
friendship, and in that friendship, know who you are dealing with.
I mean, there's no way you'll be friends
Know
with
the
somebody else.
person. Know the person.
Anyway,
Know the person.
at this junction,
And I'm not talking surface level. Really know. Not the person. Know what ticks the person up. Not the kind of person that you know that you are going to be moving with. So you know that okay, we are good to go, or no, there's going to be a break in between.
yeah, if they are stormed the
And
yard,
with that said,
or my daddy will beat me, you know, they are stormed
don't
the yard,
forget
or
to
my daddy will beat me.
subscribe so that you can get notifications for our future.
Well, you already said that before.
Our future videos. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles at the Eagle
Why you not
Online.
liking this video? What's your problem? Like so, and share too, so that people can see my face.
Comment what you are. Also.
Yes, let's know what you are.
What you are and comment.
Let's know what you are in the comment section.
Demisexual or grey sexual.
Or
Or
divine
your
sexual.
gender. Let's know your.
Or divine sexual.
Let's know your gender
Or
history.
asexual.
You know that divine sexual that sleeps everybody. Are
Or
you that?
asexual, the players.
No, they are not divine players.
Oh, div.